think that a lot of people, when they think of virtual reality, the first thing they go to is video games. What we're talking about right now is this narrative experience, something that's closer to what you'd see if you went to a movie theater or if you were watching HBO, but in a 360-degree environment. So what we call that, or what the blossoming name for this field is cine VR, cinematic virtual reality. And that's what we're engaged with. We're cinematic storytellers working in the virtual reality field.
There are two main things that you have to think when you're writing for virtual reality. One is consider that you are writing for an immersive 360 space, and then consider your viewer. When you're watching a film in a flat screen, you are far away from whatever is happening on the screen. There is some distance between you and the screen, and you're a passive viewer. In virtual reality, you are immersed in the story. You're inside the space. You might see a body beneath you, or you might not. You might be able to interact with things in the story or with the story itself, or you might not. But the fact that you're inside the world, that you're inside the story, gives you a whole new perspective. How we call it is that you acquire embodiment. Even if you don't see your body in VR, you have the sense of being present in the space because you're seeing it as you see your own reality.
The fact of the matter is that the audience is still interacting with this environment through the way that they can view it.
In virtual reality, your viewer can be a character, can be a first person, can be the protagonist, can be a second person, can be an additional character. They might be a fly in the wall. They might be a third person omniscient God personality, right, watching over what is happening. Either way, you need to consider those things when you're writing. You have the narrative beats of the actions, their dialogue, the conflict, right, of the story you're telling, but you also have the interaction bits, how the audience is interacting with the piece. So consider who your viewer is and imagine the space that you're writing for as a 360 space that surrounds you and not just a flat frame. So when you're writing for virtual reality, you are designing the movement, you're designing the space. You are considering who your viewer is.
We, as creators, don't have perfect control if we're creating a full 360-degree environment over what the audience sees and what they look at and what they engage with. We can build cues and ideas, but that type of freedom to look around is something that's built into it. And part of the fun of virtual reality experiences is that exploration and feeling like you get to be the director for a little bit. We're interested in something that engages on an intellectual and an emotional level, and so it's our job then to make sure that that type of engagement with virtual reality is just as exciting as playing a Half-Life game, which is a challenge, but also because of virtual reality, it's something that we can do.